Welcome to Springhouse. This is the start of my day, and I will be most happy to welcome and show you around, and so you can see how it's my day activities. One of the things I like to have and hear things I find because sometimes I have conversations with residents or with the staff, and when they sit down, they can just see something nice reminders. We need to understand people and be kind and compassionate and generous. My mornings I start by checking our daily log, so then I can know what happened during the time from my last shift that I wasn't in here. After that, I will look for in our 24-hour logs to see um, who has been here, who has not been here, and if there are concerns about residents in any terms that they have been here or not in the shelter. It's a low barrier harm reduction, but that one we need to ensure that everybody is about everybody's well-being. After checking the daily log, and if there is something that I need to do at that moment, or a conversation with the staff, or just greet them, see how checking in with the staff, how's it going, and then I will take a quick tour. So this is our dining room. Yes, this is our commercial kitchen, and in our commercial kitchen we do our best to accommodate the diets of some of the women. It's our food services support worker. I like to greet her, see how's it going, about the food orders if they got in here, and I make sure that she gives me the receipts so that I can hand it over, for finance department. We serve lunch and dinner. So the second floor is the shelter proper. There. The third and the fourth floor is our transitional housing. We have 10 units uh, for families. I think three are for single women with disabilities, and the other seven are for families. So, and then we have in the transitional housing program is we have an office there, and we have a kind of recreation room. Well, they is for programs, community kitchen, uh, workshops, activities with the transitional housing. Well, we try to keep transitional housing and shelter residents kind of their separate programs. So usually what I do is to come once if necessary, otherwise I would just email or talk over the phone. But I'd like to do my point at least twice a week. We're six families. We have 4 vacant units that need to be renovated.
I believe it's our largest is a 3 bedroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a family of 5. So that's why it's important that the shelter staff and transitional housing staff work as well as a team. This is called the Hydrex room, which I don't know why. It's HYDRECS Hydrex room. Don't ask me why it was like this when I came to.
It's called the Hydrex, and everyone knows it's our community kitchen. We try to do it twice a week so that the women get to have adult time away from the kids.
So this is the television for residents, and sometimes we have a little bit conflict that we have to troubleshoot because it's the only television. And then this is the challenge office. We have 2 full times, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So no, it's quiet because in the afternoon, after 4 or 5, some of them go to after school programs. Is display area is where they do crafts in the mostly evenings or in the afternoons with any of the workers, and we have our little playground. This is a residence kitchen, so we ensure that we have in the fridge enough food for the to prepare their own breakfast. For moms that whose children go to school, they can request the previous night sandwich. We ensure to provide a healthy packed lunch for the children in the shelter. And then one thing I like to do is to check outside to see if the company collect the garbage bins. We want to ensure that the space is clean. And it's a help, but it also builds the relationship with the workers, because I wouldn't ask from anybody to do something that I don't do myself. So we need to encourage that everybody is feels safe in here, and especially with children, to make the experience of living in a shelter not a negative one, but that they want to go out of here, they have something of fun, nice memories, and then don't experience. I mean, they are not traumatized by being in a shelter. But I had been on the other side of the fence. I had had my own struggles long time ago, and it's precisely my lived experience and being in those struggles that helps me to understand. I was acting services coordinator since November 2021. I'm from Mexico. I have a bachelor in economics and a master's in urban development. I met the father of my children in England. I left because it was an abusive relationship. When my children were younger and I don't have really family here, I, you stay because of your little children, but then as they grow up, it wasn't something as a mother, as a role model I wanted for my three daughters. I left at 50, and then I was struggling with housing, with income assistance. So I went back to school, and then I did a master's in gender studies at the University of British Columbia. So talk about degrees. Then my oldest daughter got leukemia, and she passed away 6 years ago. The first week I was as a rapid housing here. My first week at the Springhouse shelter, there was this mom that needed to go do something, go to the wardroom and see the laundry, and she just put the baby on my arms. And at that moment, it was a trigger for me because it came my mind my daughter. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this despite having five children and five babies on my arms. But actually, it's working with the moms and working with the children what helped me more in my grief and to heal. Because for me, is it's like honoring the memory of my daughter. So I make her proud by working with women. I enjoy being here. I enjoy working here. I enjoy the relationships with the residents, especially when either they come and say goodbye because we're moving out housing, or when once in a while one of them we call to thank, not me personally, thank us for the work we did, because thanks to that they are doing. I think was one of the things I enjoy more, when you see the transformation, because this is a safe place and then they have the support they need. That's when I wouldn't change it for anybody. I have mom coming with a little baby in arms that fleeing domestic violence. Believe me, the baby, you could see the baby was, I think it was the energy of the mom. It was a sad baby. It was a baby, you all the time see the baby, googling and smiling and happy. It was a baby like you could, there was something in the baby that it breaks your heart. And when we saw the transformation and see the baby a little bit growing, and she got into social housing, and she found a job, and now she's in another relationship, happy, and her boy thrive, like, oh, like everybody loved that baby here, and we saw the first steps. These are things that you don't change for anybody. And it's the thing that you say, sometimes talking with residents is like you got all the way up to here despite A, B, C, D, and it's just stay by it's take it one day at a time, step by step. No, nobody's journey is a straight journey, and nobody's journey is the same as other, but there is always light at the end. And it's what we need to convey, I think. I think one of the most important things for all of us is to be totally aware of the philosophy of the Women and Children's Program, which means we trauma inform, women centered, um, stream based, rule reduction, not judgmental, and empowering the women, and low barrier and harm reduction. So we have to be really aware to not be seen as patronizing and also not judgmental. Women are here for a reason, yes. Struggles, yes. Who doesn't have them? We all have them.